And we're back.
We are back. Psychic Sundays. How you doing, everybody?
Welcome, Metamystics.
You thought this was Super Sunday because of the football? No. This is Super Sunday because it's Psychic Sundays. We are in the UFO right now.
Yes.
And let me tell you, the vibrations are so high. I don't know whether it's the Super Bowl or the planets aligning or the aliens are getting ready to kind of just land on the White House lawn or maybe our lawn. What do you think about that?
I am looking forward to them landing on our lawn every single day. But I want to let everybody know, first of all, I'm Lady O. I'm a psychic.
What?
I almost said psychic medium.
You are
Trance
psychic.
Channel. I almost took your title. How did that happen? How did that happen? Do you know it's like legit authentic?
We can exchange titles.
Okay, let's try it.
What's in the name?
Okay, let's just try it.
I'm Intuitive Empath, Lady O.
Well, you were going to do the name
Yeah,
too.
why not? Anything goes.
I wasn't going to go that
It's 2024.
far. Okay. I'm Riz MIRZA. I am your psychic medium and trance channel tonight.
That was pretty good.
Well, what I was going to say is we gave you guys a name. We figured it out.
You're the Metamystics.
You are the Metamystic. So meta is grand.
Yeah, over the top.
Over the top.
On steroids.
Expanded
Juiced
consciousness.
Up. Yeah. It's like juiced.
You're here and there and everywhere.
Because this is the sanctuary where if you are what I call the amethyst sheep in your family, you are the selenite sheep in your family, you are the one that talks about third eyes, UFOs, auras, Reiki, healing, anything holistic, spirit guides, consciousness, dimensions. Shall we go on and on and on?
Yes.
Oh, we shall? We have 2 hours to go.
Yeah, well, we're going to use them all up.
Let me tell you
2
something.
hours.
I just want to say something here. And, hey, Erica.
Yes.
Could you change my water for me?
Erica's in the house.
Can you put the electrolytes in it for me?
Erica's in the house, and she is our Virgo moderator.
Why do we always say that she's a Virgo?
Because it separates her from the crowd.
There's probably 16,000 Virgos watching.
Those who know Virgos know that she's on top of her game. So that's why I always say Virgo, because
do we have any other Virgos
we don't
out there?
mess with Erica because she is a Virgo.
Do we have any other Virgos out there?
Yeah, let us know. Let's see who's in the house. Ooh, we got all the besties here. Hey, Buckshot, what's up? Shelly, Dawn, Monica, Carrie High Vibes. We have Student Teacher, which is awesome. Rain Monet. And we have some others. Aaron. So, Erica, put yourself as a
I thought you were coming to grab it.
How can I do that? Add as a moderator.
I got to be hydrated because there's so much energy. Look at that. Oh, okay.
So who else needs a gallon of water a day? And I'm not joking. I'm never getting enough water, ever. And I really think that we're running and operating so high. Mm-hmm. It's like all the systems are running at such a high frequency. It's like buzzing in the background.
Well, I drink like a gallon a day of water.
Constantly.
Yeah.
We can't get enough water. If I can just
They saw Erica's hand for the first time reach across the screen and grab my water for me.
Hello, everyone. Look, everyone's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to Psychic Sundays. And if you're new here, we're going to give you a couple little house rules, I guess you want to say.
Well, let's just go over the playbook. So the readings are free, and we do accept super chats. But that's if you want to donate to the channel. It helps us keep the channel going. We are always welcoming new people. So the people who've been with us since the beginning, let's let some of the newer people ask their questions because this is their first time. And I will try to get to everyone as much as I can in the flow of things because, thank you, got my hydration now. Because, messages come as they come. I can't make a message or a person on the other side come. If there's someone you want to get a message from, you may ask me, so it's my friend or my relative, but sometimes they're right there. Sometimes if I don't get anything, I'll say, hey, I'm not getting any connection right now. It just means that for tonight, it's not supposed to be. Now, you don't have to ask a question just about someone who's crossed over. You can ask about anything. No lottery numbers because I've tried that. It doesn't work. And also, I do feel that there is a very special, what I like to do.
Somebody loves you. Rain loves your outfit, Riz. On fire.
It's Evil Knievel, old school. You know me.
Well,
you know what it is? I just didn't have to throw away the clothes I wore when I was 22, and it would just eventually come back every
yeah, we should have just kept all those clothes. We would have never known it was going to come back. So I asked everybody where they're coming from. We have Tennessee in the house, Greenville, South Carolina, Dayton, Ohio.
Hey,
Hello,
is
you
there anything in
all,
here?
all you psychic metamystics.
No.
We have Minnesota, land of
Try it again?
10,000 lakes, Southern California. Southern California. We're here in Los Angeles,
that
California
stir thing.
ourselves. We had a beautiful day today. Finally, the rains have stopped.
it.
And I just want to let you guys know, the news makes it sound really bad. There was a few areas that had mudslides, but it makes it look like Armageddon, and
Yeah.
it's not. People were jogging, people are out in the rain, and it wasn't like serious. It was just, it was just rain. So I think there's a lot of hype.
it was.
I mean, it was bad in some
it was
areas.
the worst rain in history in LA.
Yeah, but we didn't even notice. Like, we went to the
Yeah,
store.
we got a free car wash 24/7.
I mean, it was fine. Everything is sparkling clean now and beautiful. The sun
I mean,
came
it was
out
rough.
today.
There were people who really got in trouble, but there was, for the majority, right? It's really those who live more in the mountains
Yeah.
than certain streets that aren't well.
Yeah, the mountains
it's
really got a lot of
It's
snow.
what you have to put up with
Yeah.
here. Then we
Well-
had a tremor. When was that? Friday.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had a 4.6 tremor.
Yeah, the whole building. I was sitting in a coffee bean
Yeah.
and the whole wall just shook. And I was like, oh no, here we go. It was a 4.6 and the epicenter was really close to where I was.
Yeah.
It was like hitting right where Topanga Canyon and like Malibu.
Yes.
Actually. So we have Quebec in the house.
Are you sure you're using the
we
electric?
have Australia. Love Australia.
You're not.
Our Aussies. And let's see. Lake Elsinore in Southern California. Awesome.
Where is Lake Elsinore?
It is definitely north of Los Angeles, and I don't know anything else about that. Let us know where Lake Elsinore is in comparison to where Los Angeles is. And is anybody from New York? Everybody's going to be sleeping, or they're watching Super Bowl. But then if you're watching Super Bowl, you're not really...
I like how you say
Those
watching.
two,
I like how you say
those
watching
two
Super Bowl.
crowds don't really mix, right?
Aren't you supposed to say watching the Super Bowl? You know why I notice that every time? Because my parents, with their Indian accent, they would never say the.
Do you have to say
They would be
that?
like, yeah, you are watching Super Bowl.
That's
You're
what
watching
I've
Super
always
Bowl.
said.
You're watching the Super Bowl.
I've never said the. I've always said Super Bowl.
You're watching Super Bowl?
Super Bowl Sunday.
Are you like British? Like where you say, we're going to hospital
Actually-
instead of the hospital?
I am actually British.
Actually, she does have English in her, but.
I am actually British. So, okay.
So, Erica, what were you putting in my water?
Texas.
No, it was a mystery surprise.
Okay, east
Thank
of
you.
LA between Corona
She's
and
putting some
Temecula.
secret thing in my water.
Oh,
that
really?
Yeah.
Keeping you on your toes.
Wow.
You know why? Because I have to have my electrolytes in my water. And so Erica was putting something in there. I don't know what clear liquid or clear powder you were putting in the water. And I was like,
Right next to each other.
what was it though? Was it creatine?
No, it was one of your.
It was from one of my many supplements. I got my extra.
supplements that are all the same color, shape.
I'm going to be like getting jacked in the middle of, by the time this is over, like my shoulder's going to be, you're going to have to move over because my shoulders are going to be so big, honey.
Oh my God. Well, I hope you guys are watching our weekly podcast. It's pre-recorded and we are having so much fun talking about psychic stuff.
Yeah, have you
mystical
guys seen
stuff.
the new stuff we're doing?
Oh my
Because
gosh.
you should drop in.
You have to go check it out.
Because this is our kind of psychic party. This is the party space, you guys. But when we drop in on the other show,
This is where the bad kids hang out. Us bad kids. Well, we don't watch Super Bowl Sunday. We come over here and we're bad. We do psychic stuff. All the bad kids in the house.
yeah, I don't even
You know who you are.
So, you know, the way it goes tonight, I was saying earlier that when the messages come, I will give them to you. And I kind of go through and
New
feel
York.
around and where it is that where I feel that your spirit guides want me to say something. I also drop in that there are someone giving me a message before you even ask a question. You guys have seen that. Someone will say their name on the other side, or one of the spirit guides who is connected to you says something to me to talk about a particular situation. So it's not always just someone who crosses over, because there's mediumship and then there's psychic work. Mediumship is connecting to someone on the other side. Psychic work is tapping into a particular situation, and so on and so forth. So give us a shout out from where you're from. If this is your first time, let us know and say hi and what city you're watching from.
So make sure when you ask your question, when it's time to ask questions, make sure you give your name. Did you go over this? And make sure you give your name.
Social security number.
If you want a psychic medium message, then the name of the person, when they crossed, and your question.
Cell phone number.
If you want to know,
address, last 2 landlords.
If you want to know
yes.
who your spirit guide is, you could also ask that. You could also ask a mediumship question if there is an animal who has crossed over. Also, animals who are sick or you're concerned about an animal that's alive, you can ask about that. And
right.
Make sure you let us know if they're here or not here.
Do you remember animal crackers?
Do I remember? Well, first of all,
you were the kid that had those?
Yes, because my mom wouldn't let me have sugar. So that was the
But
only
animal
thing I could
crackers
have
were like next level.
that much sugar. And I ate boxes of it.
See, I thought that animal crackers were for like the kids who were a little spoiled.
Really?
Yeah, because I had like...
They definitely were.
Yeah, see?
What?
Yeah, animal crackers. You had the box that had the
you
circus on
serious?
it. It had the circus.
Yeah. Oh, I fought for those. That was the only good thing I had in my life.
It comes out now. She always talks about, I didn't have the brand name stuff.
Yeah.
We got the soda that was no
frills.
frills.
One with all this stuff.
Listen, I had to eat like imitation Oreos. I never even had the real Oreos.
Well, you want to go into that?
Yeah,
because
I'm lucky. I'm wearing these glasses because I'll be crying.
Your parents were attorneys. My mom didn't
My
work.
parents weren't attorneys. My mom was not an attorney.
School, grew up in a coffee plantation in Honduras, and my dad was a tour bus driver. The end.
Yeah, my dad was an attorney, I have to say, but he wasn't some high-powered attorney.
He always complains he did not have enough toys.
My dad was the attorney.
He's had all the toys.
Hold a second. My dad was an attorney, like the kind that, like, you know, those neighborhoods where he says lawyer, like in the magic marker. But my dad was good. You know, if you were lucky, if you took a chance on him, he would be a really good lawyer for you. But he wasn't like, you know, he wasn't that lawyer.
Well, I must say, having a dad who was a tour bus driver, I got to go to Knott's Berry Farm as many times as I want for free.
Yeah.
Nobody in my class got to do that. I got to go to Disneyland, Magic Mountain. I got to go to all the cool places.
Yep.
I would hide in the back of the bus. I would scoot down, my cousin and I, and we'd hide out, and no one will know where we.
Her dad drove Starline. If you guys have been to LA, there's a company. They're still around, right?
Yeah, he was in the early stages
Tours
when it first started, and it's now the biggest tour bus company in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's I would think it's the number one because it does all the Hollywood like celebrity homes and all that.
Starline
right. Bus tours.
He was back in the day.
Back in the day.
You know, when I
used to walk Hollywood Boulevard waiting for him when he was in his meeting. That didn't sound right. But while he was in his meetings, I would be walking. And I was like a little kid. And back then, nobody thought about that.
You could walk around Hollywood Boulevard. How old were you?
Crazy looking people that I saw.
Nothing has changed.
Oh, yeah, I know. But when you're like 9, I was by myself on Hollywood Boulevard at 9 years old. But I'm one of the very rare people who was born in Hollywood, California.
You are? Meaning like those
Like it's on my birth certificate. I was born at Queen of Angels Hospital in Hollywood, California.
I mean,
which is really odd. Would you guys like to know my social security number also? While we're at it.
But, you know, for me, when I think about... Okay, there's a million things I'm thinking about right now because now the guides are starting to come through.
Here we are.
You guys are saying hi. Your spirit guides are like, stop talking about whatever you're talking about. But sorry, can't do it. I have to talk about it because this is our night where we get to really interact with you guys because for the past, my God, I'm going on 20 years of psychic mediumship work. And you 15 years of empath work and transformational work.
Yes.
And every single time that we feel the energy is like live with you guys, it's as if portals open up, the guides are here. We are so used to that feeling, but it's exciting. It's kind of like the difference between when you're, you know, when we're doing events, we're kind of away from everybody, you know? And now we get to relax, hang, get to ask questions of you guys, get to interact more, and really take our time. So that's awesome. I thank the YouTube gods for that. I love the rose quartz pyramid that you pulled out.
I think this is going to make a huge difference tonight. I already felt the energy when I put it there, and I knew. Do you want to
touch? Everybody, touch the screen and feel the magic of this rose quartz pyramid.
I immediately started to feel the energy.
Speaking of which, we have an amazing retreat that we do every year, which is the Sacred Mystic Enchanted Egypt Retreat, which is coming up in December, guys. Now, I say coming up in December because it's fast. I mean, the retreats always sell out within a few days. So we have a few spots left for the Egypt retreat. We will be there for a week. You'll be in Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, and channeling. Oriah and I will be leading meditations, energy healing, taking you to all the vortexes, and you will be diving deep into the spiritual connection that only that land can give you. You really feel upgraded in your third eye. There's all sorts of details on our website, so we'll put a link down, and Erica can send you guys the link, and check out the details. We have a few spots left. You want to join us, you can spend the week with us, and it is truly remarkable.
Erica, you can put the link.
I want to start off, by the way, I'm just feeling like I want to get into it. There's a name here by the name of Benny.
Asking questions, everyone.
Benny is either the person, my guides are saying the name Benny. So either your name is Benny or the person who's crossed over's name is that coming through. The other thing is there's somebody here who's talking about, you guys know what congas are? Congas, I'm pronouncing it the Spanish way, the Puerto Rican way. Congas are these tall drums that you play. I think this is another person who either played that or you have those in your house. There's these tall drums. Or they played it themselves and crossed over. That's number 2. And I'll start off. The third one is they're showing me somebody's house who has tennis rackets hanging on the wall. Tennis rackets hanging on the wall. If that's you, let me know. Or if that's connected to you or somebody who's crossed over, let me know. All right. Let us go one by one.
Yeah. Before we begin, I want to address Elijah offhand because he is pretty upset.
About?
So his best friend died last week and he can't cope with it and he's really upset. So I'd just like to start off. I want to say something before Riz can go into his mediumship. I just want to say, so when a person that we love crosses, it's never an accident. It's never not planned. And you have to always remember that, because you'll notice that when they leave, and if they're full of love and light, like most people are, when they leave a ripple behind them. And that ripple goes out into all the people that are here and gets affected. Now, the ones who allow the blessing to occur, they let that ripple break them open and they surrender to the magnificent gift that was given to them, because there is really no other way that you can actually get through this grieving process unless you start to understand the higher frequency that's involved here. So when this soul crosses, you actually can take advantage of this opportunity of letting the big giant avalanche of pain and grief and shock just kind of, how would I say, go through you and allow it to let you open.
Yes.
And a lot of people become healers and mediums, and their gifts come out because of these types of impacts that their soul friends, their soulmates leave.
Yes.
So I want to just start with that. I also want to say, when a soul crosses this soon, usually they're considered in transition. So they're in the process of being greeted by their guides, and they're going through the process of acclimation. So
yes. It's like, and I'm really going to tell you this, it's really like this, where they'll cross over, they're acclimating to leaving the physical body, being in their celestial, etheric, you may call it your heavenly body, which is an energy form that is not with bones and flesh, right? So there's a freedom in that. There's a decompression happening of a life that has lived for many years. You're being greeted by not only your spirit guides, you're also being greeted by your loved ones and people you knew who have passed on. You're also going to meet people with whom you are connected with from past lives that you didn't know in this lifetime, but who have been traveling in their own timelines. Now think about all of that. There's a lot of hands to shake. There's a lot of papers to sign, so to speak. Really, there's a system on the other side, okay? And it's highly organized and very, very clear and logical, by the way. So understand that right when a person crosses over, you are going to feel this massive change, pain, waves of emotion going through you, disbelief, shock. At the same time, there is a part of you that I want to say, is connected with them. And there's a part of you that isn't surprised because that higher part of yourself, which is free from pain and understands the journey of the soul, is the truest part of yourself. And we're not used to that. We don't get taught that most of the time because we're so involved with the struggles of earthly life, the shock of people dying unexpectedly, and the grief and pain that comes along with that. So it's very, very important for you, number one, to breathe, 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 take several deep breaths throughout the day. Definitely the power of water, whether if you can put your feet in the water or if you have an
Hands in
ocean
the
near,
soil.
or just wash your face, you need that cleansing period. Also remember something that you have to, this is here to activate your highest spiritual nature in yourself. So yes, you must grieve, but you must also breathe and balance yourself during this time, because I'm sure there's other people who are affected by this death that need you as well to be peaceful. Notice I didn't say strong. I said peaceful, because when you're peaceful, you're already automatically strong. So we send you lots of love and condolences and blessings for you to return as much as you can to breathing in peace throughout the day.
And if you have any more questions or want to do a deeper dive, we last week did a pre-recorded podcast
On the afterlife.
on the afterlife, and it's called Afterlife. So when you're done with this podcast, go over there and watch it. And we go deep, deep, deep into what happens when a soul crosses based on our experience, what the guides have told us, our own personal experiences, Riz's mediumship. EJ, I know, Elijah, we're spending a little bit of time here with you, and we have many people in your situation. But I just want to say that you mentioned that your best friend was very sad. And sometimes that happens. We're going to do these first.
Okay.
And sometimes that happens when a soul is very sad. This is the only solution that they can find. And so you have to honor and respect the soul's decision.
100%. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, where shall we go? Did anyone respond to the people who are coming through?
Yes. Ali T. Says she still has her son Nick's djembe drum, which is similar to a conga.
Yes, that's what it's, right. The djembe drum.
Conga reference, but I'm still waiting for a name on that.
Okay. We'll see. And so far, that's the only one.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Ali T, her son Nick.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so Jessenia.
Did you want to? You're not getting any?
Not yet.
Okay.
Jessenia Ariani. Hello, my name is Jessenia, and I was wondering if I could receive a message from my grandma, Susan.
Okay. And when did she cross? You guys,
We don't. Are we?
We didn't tell them to tell us that.
what we need is your first name, the person's first name who crossed over, and when they crossed. That's important. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Melissa, does Keith, a friend that passed 3 years ago, have a message for my friends? And I assume that means including her, right?
And what's
Yeah.
her name?
Melissa.
Hi, Melissa. Keith, who crossed 3 years ago. Yeah. I'm going to find, I always share with you what I see when I connect to someone who's crossed over. And I see him surrounded by, they're like sheep and goats, but I see sheep. Like, the kind that you get wool from. Isn't that interesting? That was the first thing that came up. He is like the energy that supports all of you guys. It's almost like when you see support beams on a roof and there's on those big ski lodges. He's showing me, he's like, I'm like support beams for you guys. His strength is massive. It's almost as if he can do more for you guys on the other side than he could have done even here. That's what I feel here. And do you know if okay. Are you guys friends with any twins? Because he's showing me two people who are twins or look exactly alike. I mean, that looks like twins to me. Let me know about that one. But that's how he's showing the messages, that he is there in that way. And he's making a joke like, yeah, I got my halo, though I never thought I was going to get a halo. I got a halo. Cool.
And if there's any confirmations or anything hits home for anybody, please
Just
let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Shaylin, we're going through some new people and we're welcoming
Hi, Shaylin.
you. Shaylin If I may, please ask what is the name of my spirit guide and
That's
blessings.
also the conga person.
Okay.
Okay.
I still don't know when she crossed.
Uh-huh.
Her grandmother's name is Menage Sabaz.
Okay. Okay. What's this question here?
So she'd like to know who her spirit guides are.
And her first name is?
Shaylin.
Shaylin. Okay. I just said, hey, Shaylin. It just, so you know, I say it and then I already forget it because I'm connecting to who the guides are. Very interesting. Your guides are first talking to me about, the first thing I wanted to give is the message. Shaylin, it is about having a journal that you can do stream of consciousness writing in. Some people call it automatic writing. If you don't know what that is, just search on the internet for it and you'll probably find some videos on how to do it. But it really is about, simply put, allowing yourself to relax and allowing your pen to move across the page. And the guide that's helping with you with this is there because this is about you going back now and doing some healing from, and I have to tell you that the age feels to me between 13 and 15. That's the ages of doing the healing that you need to do. And giving yourself time to, because I feel that time went very, very fast. I don't know what these events were that happened then, but I do see that it was like a blur. And your guides want you to go back and almost like write about that time so you can process that time period out. You have your spirit guide by the name, her name is Nia, N-I-A, Nia. She's your gatekeeper. A gatekeeper is the one who is kind of lets the other spirit guides that are around. She manages them. I call the gatekeeper the house manager. Like you have all the staff working in your house.
Yeah.
And then there's one who oversees all of them. That's your gatekeeper. Okay.
So Melissa says that his son stays with me and he looks like him.
Oh, okay. That's why he's saying we're like twins. Got you.
Aw.
Also, there's somebody, by the way, I just want to say to Melissa, there's somebody named Jay or called Jay for short. Let me know about that.
Okay, how we're going to do it is we're going to take some new people up front. We're going to go and sprinkle in some of our oldies but goodies.
Okay.
And then we'll go kind of back and forth and kind of keep it as even as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so Monica, my cousin Danielle, passed away November 23rd, 2021. My aunt is really struggling with her passing. Any messages, Danielle, female, any messages from Danielle for me or her mom, Dora?
Dora is the mom. Danielle is the person crossing. What is this person's name?
Monica.
Monica. Hi, Monica. Sorry for your loss. But they're never gone. They're never gone. Yes, give me a moment. Well, I'm going to tell you something. And the first thing she said was that she has very good food over there. She's being well fed. And people go, what do you mean you're being fed? You don't have a body anymore. Yes, you do. You have an etheric body. There's a reality on the other side where you still live and interact with other beings. You're just not on the earth plane. So she's showing me this to let her mom know they take care of me. She's also talking about her jackets or her coats, as her mom has not given those away. Did she give them to you? Also, she is talking about this little dog. I don't know if this little dog was still left here, but this little dog sees her, I think. And there's one of these people in your inner circle has this little dog. And when she pops up, this little dog has seen her. Pops up means that she appears and looks after you guys. Monica, yes. She's putting a heart around the month of September. I don't know whose birthday that is referring to, but it's September. And she's also pointing me towards Florida. I don't know who is in Florida connected to you guys, but she's pointing me there for a moment. Yeah. So was this an illness that moved very quickly in her body? Because that's the way I feel like it happened very quickly, like something failed. If you could expound on that for me and let me know what that was, because she's like, but I'm okay. I'm fine because they are all fine on the other side.
Monica said my mom died and joined her in September.
Okay, your mom died and joined her in September. Thank you. Okay, she put a heart around there just to signify that they are together.
Yes, liver very quickly.
Liver very quickly. Okay, thank you, Erica.
Can I jump in here
Sure.
to add something that can
Sure.
help everybody who's grieving?
Yes.
This has actually worked for me, and this helped me to move on from the grief stage faster because both of our parents have died, and
Yeah.
all my grandparents and everything.
Right.
So when I start to look for signs from them,
Yes.
songs, lights
Yes.
flickering,
Sure.
when you go in a room, odd things falling off of shelves that shouldn't be falling, little things like that, like a feather being left right on your path.
Or something that relates
Something.
them
But
to
usually
you.
it's something very symbolic.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you start to look for that, you take your attention off of the loss and the missing, and your attention starts to go towards the communication. And that's the beginning of the communication that you can start building with your loved one. So share this with people who are grieving, because it's a great way to start moving past the grieving stage.
And Monica, she's talking about does her mom, which is I think Dora, you said is her mom's name.
Monica says alcohol problem.
Alcohol problem.
Yes, very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. She's talking about does Dora have very sensitive skin? Because the way Danielle is showing me, she's like touching Dora's skin, like her face, and saying, "Just calm down and understand." It's almost like she knows that Dora is praying, and she knows that she is like holding that vigil in her heart for her daughter. But look, she's never ever going to get over it. There's no getting over losing a child. This is clear. But there is dedicating yourself to honoring that you're still here, and that you have to live, and you have to be there for the others that are affected by this. But Archangel Michael hears Dora's prayers, so let her know. Yes, next one.
Okay. And okay, so we'll go to an oldie but goodie. So Bernadette, I'm going to paraphrase. She basically would like to know if there's anything that her guides can tell her to help her to accept being here on Earth more, like to not make. I mean, obviously, Bernadette, you're making everything wrong on planet Earth, right? If you're that miserable, and I know because we've been talking to you a long time. But the guides are going to tell you things that are kind of homework.
Yes.
Okay, when you're struggling at this level, they're going to give you homework, and guides give you homework. It's true. We've been through it. Trust me. So we know. We're like graduates
They've
of
wrangled
that.
me with homework over the years.
You can't fight homework.
Yes.
So Riz is going to give you a message from your guides, but just know they don't pet your hand like this when you feel bad.
No, they never do.
They never do.
They never will give you any
They
condolences.
actually will smack the table in front of you like Gordon Ramsay style.
And they'll say,
and
"You're
get
here,"
your attention.
because they will say, if you are sensitive enough about Earth to ask those questions, then your job is to help people.
You know, just like one
Number
side
one.
of the coin, I learned a long time ago in my transformational studies.
Yes.
The same energy from not liking something, you can put that same energy if you flip the coin to liking something.
Well, you know what happened,
So,
Bernadette, is
yeah.
that your guides tell me that you just got disappointed. You got real disappointed. And you have every valid reason to be disappointed, but that reason doesn't last long over time, okay? Because you're more than just your conscious mind here. What is your conscious mind? You are more than just your opinions and the workings of your brain and how you think things should be. You are more than that. What are you? Well, you decide for yourself. I can tell you what I think we all are, which is we are all the part of the Great Spirit. We are all part of this intelligent consciousness that is not bound by these templates or boundaries of reality that we think Earth is about. Whoa, that was a mouthful, right? But it's true. What are we talking about? We are awareness itself. We are the awareness of all possibilities. That is what we are. And it is normal, guys, to get tired of being here because you can make a list of all the things that are wrong. Most of the news is about things that are wrong, right? most of the news. Someone once said to me, we should have like a news station that's all about good news. And then the people that were in our group said nobody wants to watch that.
Do you remember how ridiculous they did that like little moment where they did a good news on CBS morning?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Remember we sat there and watched it. We thought it was a joke, like an SNL skit.
Oh, that's right.
And
so they tried to do good news, right? So
they were officially trying to do a good news special.
But conceptually,
it was awful.
Even whatever the execution is of that, after a while, you believe it or not, human nature is more about trying to make sure that we are okay rather than everything that's right. So no one's going to watch a good news show. After a while, you'll be like, oh, another great heartwarming story. But guess what? You have that. Scroll. There's plenty of heartwarming stories on the internet.
Yeah.
Right? You scroll through all the junk. Limit, and I'm sure you're already doing this, Bernadette, is you're probably already limiting things that you find to be disturbing to you, like things on the internet. So, but if it's still there, it's because you're probably making things wrong. They should be different than they are. And then you'll say, well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, people have asked me over the years, what is my purpose on earth? And I say, if I tell you your purpose on earth, you're going to be bored. You're going to go to the next healer and ask that person the question. Because the answer I'm going to give you is that you're here to surrender to the magic and the love that you are. And everything comes from that. So if that answer bores you or that answer isn't powerful enough for you, then you have to keep searching. But for me, that's the ultimate answer, because everything you want will come from surrendering to the love and the magic that you are. That you can dive deep in that for years. Forget hours, years. That my whole life is about that. It's one big creative conversation, right?
I'm going to leave you with this, Bernadette. If you're going to try to swim across a pool or a lake, you go swimming, you're halfway across and you get tired. Your arms get tired and you feel heavy. And all of a sudden you start to feel like you're sinking, and then you get panic struck, right? If you stay there, you sink.
Right.
If you say to yourself, damn it, you sometimes have to get mad. You have to put your foot down.
Oh, yeah.
And you say, damn it, I got to get across this pool. And you will dig in and find out what you're really made of.
Yes.
And you start going across with your arms aching, and you make it on the finish line. You throw yourself on the freaking edge and you're so relieved it's over, but then you saw that you did it and you'll be very proud of yourself.
I mean, that's...
Okay, we got to move on.
Let's move on.
Lots of people lining up. Okay, so Kelly, super chat. Thank you very much, first timer.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello, new meta mystic. We would love to hear from my guides about possible work transition or anything they wish to share. Thank you. Kelly, and he's a male, he said.
Hey, Kelly.
Thank you for that.
Awesome. Let me see what I got going here. Definitely see a door opening here for you. This is something that actually has been, I feel, open to you for a long time. It's just that you didn't decide to step up to that door. It was never blocked. It was never there was never any danger around it. I feel that you're finally accepting it, that, you know what, let me just do that door. And now it's time. So when you say about the transition, yes, I get green lights for you, absolutely all the way. The other thing is that where you need to tie up loose ends is not going to be as complicated as you think. It's actually just going to come from you making your stand, you positioning yourself and saying this is how it's going to be, and then following through with that. So don't worry so much about the loose ends of what you're transitioning from, and what you're stepping into is far more important. And like with anything, Kelly, man, within a change, there comes a period of uncomfortability. Anytime you change, there's always great, even when the change is positive, there still comes this period of adapting and acclimating to this new way of being. So give yourself that grace period and be kinder to yourself right now. This is a really important time for you to take deep breaths and say, you know what, I got this far. And this is super important that I reflect upon my journey so far. You have to take time to say, you know, I did that. I made those things work before, and I'm finally here. And then you breathe into where you are now. So I see your guides are telling me that is very important for you to do. So I want to say that If you were a steak, I would say you're almost there, just a few more degrees, and you'll be cooked to perfect medium rare, and everything will be great. That's how I see it.
You know that famous phrase that Bruce Lee said?
Many. Which
Be
one?
like water, my friend.
Be like water, my friend.
So I've sat with that for many years. It seems simple, right? But it's about flow. And I didn't really fully grasp what that meant, even though I technically, conceptually understood it until I had to really go through it.
Right.
And I started to understand it's so true. And if I really tap into it as an empath, I can just start crying. So basically, like water going down a river, and there's rocks, and there's all this debris. If you want your life to work, you go where the flow is. You follow the ease. You follow where it's easy. If you keep hitting and getting stuck in the rocks and the debris, you're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be with that person.
But you know what? Yes.
Unless if you do work it out and you figure it out and then that rocks like open up and then you flow, you got to know when to move on. You have to know when to go around a rock. It's so important to understand water. And if you can understand the flow of water, then you understand the message from Bruce Lee.
Yes.
To be like water, my friend.
Yes.
It's the most precious thing I think I've ever heard any human say beside what you say all the time.
I got to say something. Somebody's coming through from the other side. I know who this message is for you guys, but the name is connected to somebody named Trish. Also, the other message that's coming through, there's someone whose spirit guides want me to talk about this person who left, and I think you have it in your possession. They had a walker. You know, a walker. It's made of light, kind of aluminum. And I think you had it in your house. And I think this is really funny. There's someone who crossed over who is related to one of you guys who was obsessed with the show Jeopardy. Because they're showing me like the whole game show. So if that's you, let me know and I'll come to you and give you the message from that person.
Okay, Richard, you are up.
Hey, Richard.
I feel his energy from here. He's very sparkly. Richard, super chat, first timer.
Hey, man.
Would like to know who my main guide is and any messages for me using my real name here. Thank you.
You should always use your real name.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me feel who's Richard's guide. Even if you don't, use your real name, I still kind of, my guides tell me what to say. But I prefer a real name. Yes. Well, let me tell you something. You have a guide that's working with you that is, he's an archer in, and I'm going to tell you the name is Arjun, Arjun, in an Indian tradition. You can look him up. And he is about you and your aim and your ability to target this year is going to be increased. So meaning anywhere where your vision was blurry, anywhere where you were kind of like, man, why am I not hitting the mark? So that's the name. Look up that name for yourself and think more like an archer. In fact, even if you could pick up archery, it would be really good for you. So it is about understanding. Earlier we were talking about understanding water. I want to talk about understanding wind. And we feel where wind is going. So when a person is shooting a bow and arrow or they're shooting a rifle at, clay pigeons, you have to first feel where the wind is going. A golfer does the same thing. You have to feel where the wind is. And then you have to send your projection, kind of your awareness out that way, and you're able to shoot the clay pigeon, or you're able to get the arrow on the target, or you're able to get the golf ball towards the hole. So anything that helps you to do that, Richard, this year, whether it's golf or shooting a clay pigeon or shooting a bow and arrow, do it. Or shooting pool. Yes. The state of Maine is popping up in New England. Is that any connection to you? If it is, please drop me a note in the chat.
Okay, I think somebody had an answer to one of your questions.
Sure.
Yes,
Dawn.
Her mom, Janet,
Yeah.
passed 12 years ago, and she used a walker.
And she used a walker.
Yes.
Does she have that walker in the house? That's the message. There's a lot of people have used the walker, but
Okay.
it's about this walker is still like in
Christine,
somebody's basement or
There's
still in the
somebody
house.
named Christine. I think the walker, my beloved mother, home passed away 2017. She had to use it early dementia.
Yes. That feels more right to me. What's this person's name?
Christine.
Hi, Christine. I believe this is for you. And what's the mom's name?
She did not
Christine, please give your mom's name.
I need the mom's name.
Okay. So let's move on.
Also, does anybody have a connection to Belize? Belize. The country of Belize. If you do, drop a note in the chats and I'll have a message for you.
There was somebody who responded to the...
Christine's mom's name is Linda.
Christine's mom is Linda. Okay, thank you. Christine, I'm coming back to you.
And Dawn said it was behind my bedroom door. So there's two.
Okay,
that
maybe
are
this is a
fitting.
twofer. Okay, I'll take it. Let me start with Christine and then I'll get to Dawn. Okay. Christine, I'm connecting to Linda. And first of all, of course, want you to know, as always, she is fine and doing well. She says, make sure that you are taking care of the car, your car. So always make sure that like the oil is changed and do people still rotate their tires? I don't know. They do? Okay, so make sure all of that is done. That's what she's wants to make sure you're good when you do that. The other thing is she's talking about ice cream. Did you have an ice cream place that you guys would go to regularly? Or, yeah. Thank you. I guess this was maybe you were a caretaker for her or something, but thank you. She's absolutely fine. Understood everything that you said, heard everything you said, wasn't able to process it because of being in that, I guess, that other dimension. Part of her heavenly experience was children, being around them, many of them, almost like being a grade school teacher on the other side, you might say. This really brought her a lot of joy. And she has tickled your feet. She's paying attention to your feet. So she has like tickled your feet and giving you a little bit of healing on your feet. Take care of them is what I feel. Also, the name John is popping up around her. I don't know who that is connected to, but she's mentioning that. Also, the month of January. We're in February. This last month that just passed, this has a heart around it. So this is of significance to you. Thank you. Now let's go to Dawn.
Yes.
She's also, I think this was a two for question. What's Dawn's mom's name?
Was it Linda?
No.
No, sorry. I have this wrong.
Oh, I don't think
Dawn, tell me your mom's name and then I'll go into it. In the meanwhile.
She might have. Okay. In the meanwhile.
Let's flow, baby.
Let's flow. Okay. So we have. Woo.
Janet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to name that bell.
Name it Bell. Bella.
The bell is going to be named the Bell of Recognition.
Okay, got it. The Bell of Recognition. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Dawn and Janet. I'll tell you, what I hear right now around your mom is the most beautiful. It's kind of very loungy, kind of jazzy kind of music. It's like that's where she's hanging out right now. She's showing me that it's a very different vibe than what someone would think is the other side. People always think it's a chorus of angels. No, sometimes it's a smoky jazz club. But I don't think it's smoky for her. It's like that music is playing. It's the kind of vibe that she's in and very, very chill. She wants you to believe in yourself. This is like, I guess she's saying this is a time where you've needed a confidence boost. This first thing she said, tell her to believe in herself. Tell her to believe in herself. And making the rounds, what does that mean? When someone makes the rounds, it means that they are able to go around to friends or associates and kind of check in on them. She's like, you have to make the rounds and don't disappear from people's lives. Don't drop out of the social circles. Like, you don't need to hide away. There's always time to recoup and reset when you're alone, but that's just to reset yourself. So she wants to make sure that you do that. Keep expanding your horizons because it's what she believes in. She's a very big proponent of you expanding right now. Also, I just want to ask you, I don't know if this is connected to Janet, but is somebody playing the music too loud in like your neighbors, or is it you who plays the music, or somebody's complained about that, or did Janet complain about that? But she's making a joke about that. Also, it's funny because our cat is here, but she's mentioning a cat. I feel like there's a spirit of an animal around you, but I'm not getting quite a clear answer on that. I would ask her for more confirmation on that. But that's the message.
Well, this is a good time for us to take a moment and welcome all the new people who just arrived. A lot of new people. Somebody is coming in. Portia's coming in from Switzerland.
Hi.
Swaziland. Oh, I thought I saw it incorrectly. And it's so nice to see everybody coming in. Welcome. And just to go over quickly the house rules, will you take a moment just so everybody knows?
Yeah, if you have a...
Yeah, so if you have a mediumship question, just make sure you leave your name and the name of the person that you would like a message from and when they crossed. And if you leave a super chat, we take it as a donation. It doesn't mean you ensure a message, but we'll try to get to everybody fairly. Sure. Our oldies but goodies and our newcomers.
Yes.
So we're going to jump into the next question. So we have super chat from Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
I feel Metatron when I'm working with nonverbal communication, autistic people. I can connect. I feel the presence of something helping me. Is it Metatron? My favorite color is deep blue and purple.
Well, let me just tell you, I've channeled Metatron, and Metatron, the archangel, the higher intelligence spirit guide who's with us. For many years, I've been channeling Metatron, and immediately, the moment I feel that someone is connected to them, I see a particular color in my mind, and I see that right now. So absolutely yes. This is because you actually had by the way, let me tell you who else is working with you. And she is actually part of, and I have never even told you this, hon. I've channeled messages from Helen Keller, as you know. And she is part of the Metatron energy, and she's working with you. Yes, she's working with you.
Whoa.
She herself, Helen herself, was a massive spirit guide.
She's
just
a
taking
master teacher,
took human form. Okay? This is what we talk about here, you guys who are just joining us, okay? This is your sanctuary for all topics that have to do with energy, psychic work are welcome here. This is your safe space. So let's talk about it. So I've channeled Helen Keller. We have a book that's going to come out when we feel it's time, which was about communication and mastering communication. And who is the better spirit guide to talk about that than Helen? So
and it would make sense since she's working with nonverbal. And boy, this is like, what a pleasure to be able to work with Helen.
You have
She's
wonderful,
an incredible guide.
Yeah, so she's working with you. And so the answer is yes. What I would also do for yourself is in your bag, it's always good to have a couple of different stones that are really good for you, which are labradorite. Love it. It's the psychic stone. Keep that either a ring or a pendant. It's very, very good to amplify that energy of intuition because they are nonverbal. That way you're going to be able to receive messages from their guides. Very important for you to do that. Another important thing is, I don't know if you can bring them. Do you do any work where you can bring them to the horses? I feel that horses would be very good for these people to be around that you're working with, and Metatron will help guide you to that. In fact, I feel that you're going to have someone donate their services with these horses because they want to be able to show that they work with them as well. I believe it's called equine therapy. Also, there's a type of therapy called constellation work, which you yourself would benefit from. So look into that. Thank you.
Okay, we have Stephanie Super Chat. Hi, my name is Stephanie, and am wondering what messages my guides have for me at this stage of my journey.
Hi, Stephanie. Jumping right into you here, they're showing me that this is really the time of taking out any old. The way I'm saying is like if you just had. And this is kind of gruesome, but imagine if you had like knives stuck in you. This is about any areas where you felt that people didn't stick up for you or any variations of the word of betrayal. I feel like it's like you're pulling that out now and healing completely and saying, I'm no longer carrying those wounds of the past and I'm coming in fresh. I understand why those things had to happen. I'm here to actually not just forgive people for not being there for me, but actually thank them because it's helping me to understand that I'm always supported by the universe and everything is there for me in that regard. Another thing is throat chakra. Throat chakra is coming up for you if you are familiar with the chakras, and they are the centers of certain, I want to say, how our body, mind, and spirit is balanced through chakras. So look into the throat chakra. It is the blue chakra. It is here. Throat chakra, by the way, isn't just this part of the body. Throat chakra goes, when you meditate, guys, meditate on that blue color going from the edge of your shoulder all the way across. So all this area here, not just centered here. And when you do that, you make that little tweak in your meditation for your throat chakra, breathing in and expanding, feeling the energy open up this wide, it's much better than just right here. Okay, this is a bit narrow. So we want to make that wide, open for communication, making peace with your internal communication, making peace with your external communication, how others hear you and see you, and letting it go, not trying to force them to see you or hear you exactly the way that you need to hear that, because this is now the year of self-expression for you. Good.
Awesome. Okay, so super chat. Hello, I am Raquel, and I'm wondering who my spirit guides are and if they have any messages for
I
me.
love answering these spirit guide questions tonight. Guys, you came to the right place because this is beautiful. You know, Raquel, you have some off-world spirit guides. Now, someone may say, what do you mean off-world? Aren't all the spirit guides in other dimensions? Yes, but I actually mean it's almost like they look like, kind of like we call them the blue avians. Mm-hmm. Those are kind of aliens that look kind of like Avatar with the blue skin. That's how they're appearing to me the moment Oriah read your question. So, yes, I want you to imagine those kinds of wonderful, but they're, by the way, they're all positive and they're sending you this energy for, it's really about you making sure you're taking time and spending it under the sky, meaning being outside when there's a full moon, being outside when, like, going camping, being under the stars, being around tall trees, and not to be afraid of that. You've had lifetimes where you lived in those woods in tribes. So they want you to understand that it's time to ground your feet on the soil, walk barefoot for a few minutes, just releasing that whatever's pent up, but looking up at the stars and receiving that energy, because I feel that in the last 2 years, you started to disconnect or disassociate with the version of yourself that everyone else got used to. This is like big changes you've been going through. And so this is a time for you to really say, well, let me just go all the way. I mean, let me crystallize that. Let me just actually expand my consciousness. Let me just let go of that version of myself. So that's what's happening right now. You asked for a guide's name. They're also bringing me to another guide that's working with you. So I don't have a name for those guides yet. They just showed me themselves visually, but beautiful, beautiful. So Saint Germain is working with you, Germain. And so when you, hopefully you're starting to deepen or start a meditation practice, that's very, very good for you. Great. They're also showing me they're sending a lot of healing to your body and your hormonal system to balance out right now. So if that's confirmed by you, let me know. I'd love to hear what messages land for you guys.
Okay, so Chantel K. Time.
Before you go there, Chantel, I'm going to say something. Anybody respond to those requests yet?
Not yet.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay, Chantel K. First timer, any messages from my guides? Thanks.
Hi, Chantel K. Yes, let me just drop in. Before I go there, I wanted to say, is there somebody out there who's working in a hotel currently? I have a message for you if that's you. Okay. Chantel, this is about, it's really in the areas of fulfillment in personal life. This is where the focus is for me. It is about you deciding for yourself that you are the source of your own happiness. It is not about who is with you or not with you. It is about whether you are, it's kind of taking the weight off of anybody else in your life and coming back to yourself and choosing your happiness. That's what this year is about. Also want to ask you if you have, what is the connection to your dad, and do you have peace with your father, whether he's here or on the other side? But your spirit guides are saying that to me. It's about healing that, also that aspect, which will then bring your personal life into more I want to say that it makes your personal life better, will make your love life better, more fulfilled. Also, you might want to consider living in a different place. Now, don't worry about how is that going to happen. First, you have to connect to that you want it, that it would feel good, and to not deny yourself, even at least think about, well, where would I be? And that's important. Don't worry about like, well, I can't because I have this obligation or that obligation. Of course, you may have that, but cut yourself some slack and say, at least let me imagine where I could be. And then the universe responds by saying, well, here's how it could possibly work. Very good. You have a good head on your shoulders. You can be a bit stubborn, but hey, that's like because you just had to be a survivor. So what I want to say is now it's like being more flexible and open and relaxing. What this year is about.
Okay, Crystal Waters. Any message for her and her husband, Dustin, and their relationship? Because Valentine's Day is coming up.
That's sweet.
She wants to check in.
Okay, Crystal.
I think of it like, hitting the sides of the doors and the walls, checking the sturdiness of the house, of the marriage house.
Yeah, of course. You have to do that. I mean, it comes up naturally. It's not even like you have to consciously do that. Well, I want to say this. Spirit guides are funny, guys. They sometimes appear to me in ways that you would never think spirit guides will show up like that physically. So if you've watched this show, they do with me. But your spirit guides are showing up like, I want you to imagine this big bakery, Crystal and Dustin. Imagine the most magical bakery you've ever been in. And there's all sorts of breads and pastries and cakes and things. And you're standing just in front of the bread section, okay? Now, when we're kids, we just know like two kinds of bread. The yummy kind and wheat bread. Yummy kind is white bread, and then there's the gross kind, which is wheat bread. That's how we think when we're kids. And a kid is not even interested in other kinds of breads, correct?
Right.
Think about that. Something no one ever thinks about. Kids just like two kinds of breads. And then as you get older, you're like, oh, there's so many different varieties. I want you to think of when you've been married for a long time or partnered for a long time, you kind of think of like, you kind of run out of things to do and you go, oh, how many different things can we do? How many things can we afford to go and do? But then you start to go into, I want to say, the understanding that, yes, it's always the same thing. Bread is bread, right? But then how you experience it, how it tastes, and the little flavors that you add, you change the little things up here and there. And that's how you add a little oregano to that bread. You add a little cheese to that bread. You add a little cinnamon or spice to that one. And you guys are very open for doing that. You're very playful, open people is what I get. And it's almost like, well, why don't we just go ride tandem bikes today? And like, oh, we've never done that. And then actually doing it or going, let's go row a boat in this little lake over here. Let's go dress up in costumes and take pictures. It's like this is the year where you realize that you're happy kids together and tap into that part, the happy kids. Don't try to always be so adult, right? We do so much adulting, but give yourself time to do that. And that's my message for you. By the way, I like to say another good thing to do on Valentine's Day, everyone, is to give blood. Yes, you go, what? Where's that coming from? But I actually, in my 20s, do you know that you don't even know this, that a couple of times on Valentine's Day, I gave blood.
Really?
Yeah. Because I read that somewhere and I was so inspired. I was like, because in New York City, there was a blood shortage. By the way, people always need blood. And I gave.
Do you know Riz and I have been doing podcasts now for 6 months? Right?
Yeah.
And I've learned more about Riz.
Well, little facts, right? Why? Now you may say, why would you give
out stuff about me too?
Why would I give blood on Valentine's Day?
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to
because it's from the
do
heart.
a podcast with your significant other so you can learn things.
Yeah, Crystal and Dustin, pretend you have a podcast or do a podcast. I gave blood because it was from the heart. Get it?
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
That's very sweet. I love that.
And then also they give you free Oreos after in Hawaiian Punch.
That's why you did it.
Yeah.
The real Oreos?
The real Oreos. You hear that, Mom and Dad? I had to give blood to Get real Oreos.
Yeah, you did have homemade Indian.
Well, we have a Conga person.
The Conga person is here? Finally?
Yes.
Tell
My
me.
name is Yasmin from New York. I would love spirit guide names, messages, and by the way, congas. I often use them in ceremonies I've attended, and I'm Puerto Rican.
Cool. Actually, my niece's name is Yasmin, and I'm from New York City, but she's half Dominican. She's not Puerto Rican, but close enough. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that you do that
I'm
in ceremony.
pronouncing it Yasmin.
How's it spelled?
It's just spelled, the same way, but you can also say Yasmin, right?
It's Yasmin, I'm
Yasmin.
sure. Yes. Hi, sister. How you doing? Okay, good. Well, of course. I mean, look, you have the gurus working with you when you are playing those congas. That's good. Having the drums, it would be great if you could learn flute. Do you know how to play flute? They're saying you actually did this in a past life. You could do it again. Simple. You don't have to be a virtuoso, but you're connected to that. Very much about. Look, you're also dealing with, Yasmin, about how to handle your empathic nature. And there's two things here. Yes, you have that in you, but you also need to kind of tweak it, sharpen it, clean it up a bit, because it's important for you to always have a connection to New York, but I feel that almost like half the year you don't need to be there, that you need to be other places. And that's up to you to talk to your guides and manifest how to make that happen, but you have to make the decision for that, okay? Also, let's talk about, Yasmin, do you have any questions about the twin flame topic? That's what my guides are saying, Red Eagle is saying I should talk to you about. If you have any question about the twin flame topic, put that in the chats and I'll come back to you, okay? Good. It's Kuan Yin, by the way, working with you. If you want to know who's standing by you, you always feel that thing over your shoulder. Who is that? It's Kuan Yin. Let's go. Let's keep going.
All right. So,
are you answering emails? I just saw you type in. Was that an email?
Nope.
Are you on Amazon?
Nope.
Okay. I didn't see Amazon, but I saw you typing an email. Let's go.
Jen, super chat. Who are my guides and do they have any messages for me?
Hi, Jen, super chat. Yes, of course. I'm just dropping in with you. Boy, we got a lot of spirit guides in the house. Let me tell you, they're like through the roof, guys. Imagine like 15 totem poles in this room right now of all different ethnicities. I don't mean just simply Native American, but like imagine that. And that's how I see the faces going up through the ceiling right now. So I'm always in that. Sometimes you see me just chilling, looking to the side. It's because it's like I'm being surrounded by all of these energies. So her name is Jen. She wants to know about this. You have a beautiful spirit guide working with you. She almost looks like, if you've ever seen the film Lord of the Rings, there's Galadriel. She looks like that. I mean, she's magnificent. So look up. It's actually Guinevere who's working with you. Yes, Guinevere, but she looks like that image that I just described to you. Message for you. Yeah, you're really learning when to speak up and when to keep quiet. Very important skill to have, a very powerful skill to have. Two things, health and wellness with you. It is imperative that you learn what is called breath work, because I feel that there is some healing of grief. Where we hold grief is in our lungs. Every part of the body holds a different emotion. Knees have to do with stability and support. Lower back is usually financial issues. If your shoulders are aching, it's because you got too much on your shoulders, right? Obviously, clearly, but the heart is aching, it's heartache. Turning the neck is about being able to hear others. But with you, I feel there's grief that still needs to be processed. And so breath work really allows us to, what is breath work? It is learning how to breathe more deeply. Another thing that's going to help you physically, and I know this is a big one, a lot of people won't want to do this, but bringing cold water therapy into your life is very important. Some people do ice baths. You've been seeing that. They do ice plunges. I'm sure you've seen that on social media. But I feel this is excellent for inflammation in the body. This is a year about health and what you've been holding in your body. Jen, that's what your guides are telling me about you. you have a beautiful guide working with you, and I want to tell you she's coming in the form. It's almost like if you were to imagine a peacock, right? But this is more fantastical than a peacock. I want you to imagine a peacock that looks like silver rather than blue. That's how majestic this energy is coming through. This is about the peacock energy always represents pride in yourself, pride in your appearance, also the inner beauty and outer beauty, understanding that you'll find your own groove with that. You're renewing yourself. You're in a rebirth. That's what is coming through for you, Jen. Beautiful.
Hippie Love, who were giving the message to about Kuan Yin and Twin Flames.
Yeah.
She said she did have a question about Twin Flames. She's not sure what that's about, but she's been married for 43 years.
Yeah, so you're 43 years, you're married to your twin flame, so let's talk about what that is. So, when we want me to bring you back, so Hippie Love, her name is Yasmin?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Hi, Yasmin. Okay, now, when we talk about twin flames, clearly you're with yours, right? This is about understanding that your greatest spiritual lessons, they come from that kind of a partnership, right? Because a twin flame it's almost like two souls coming from one energy source that are there to be this beautiful and powerful, life-changing, slightly infuriating mirror of yourself. Right? That's what twin flames do to each other. And that becomes, because I make the joke about the infuriating. Why? Because we constantly have to look at ourselves. You have to go, it's this person, is it me? It's this other person. And we are forced to evolve. So Red Eagle, my guide, wants to say this to you, that understand that oftentimes, by the way, when you have a twin flame relationship that you have successfully connected with and are having in that partnership, that's usually your last lifetime on planet Earth for quite a while. So, yeah.
So I have a surprise for you again.
Also, giving a healing to your leg and your knee. Go ahead.
Every episode, I like to give you a surprise.
Okay.
So last episode, it really worked and everyone liked it. So what we're going to do, we're going to all pause.
Yes.
And together as one unified, worldwide, international soul group,
Yes.
we're going to take some cleansing breaths right now, and I will lead you in some breath work.
Oh, that's good.
Doesn't that sound great?
Yes.
Okay, so if you have your phone, if you have your laptop, you can put it aside so you can have your hands resting and just listen, and we're going to take a moment.
Okay, let me put my leg down. I want to get properly.
Next time I'll have my toning bowls. I was going to or a little toning bowl. I was going to ask Erica to get it, but I don't want to create. Okay. So here we go.
Palms facing upward?
Palms facing upward.
Okay.
Everybody close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice. We're all here together as one. We're all here to receive, and we're all here to give. So together what we're going to do is we're going to take a cleansing breath. We're going to breathe in through the nose and hold it on the count of 3. And then once you hit the top note of 3, take another sip in, fill your lungs even more, and then release through your nose. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, breathe. Another sip in, hold, release. You breathe out through your nose so it's a nice, steady, slow breath. Everybody relax. Take it down 1 notch. We're going to do it one more time. Everybody breathe in. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Hold. Take another sip in. Release. Nice and slow through the nose. Release your shoulders. Relax. Know that all gifts are coming to you. There is no accident that you're here with us. There's no accident that you're here with your fellow brothers and sisters around the world. We're all here together so we can form energy links and grids and triangles of prosperity, manifestation, peace, healing, and abundance. All of your guides are here with you. And take advantage of this opportunity. Close your eyes, go within, drop down into your heart chakra. We're going to do one last cleansing breath on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. hold, sip, and breathe out through your nose slowly. Now we can continue.
Ooh.
We're dropped in and centered.
I feel all cozy now.
Everybody got a nice blessing.
Yeah. You feel that? That's good.
Does everybody feel that?
I love it. Ooh. All right. Let's see.
Okay, now we're going on to...
Yes.
Did you just do Jen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dennis Strahl, brother, in the desert.
Hey!
Belize asked by Riz, at one time I was professionally editing a non-fiction book about gold mining in Belize by a gold miner friend of mine from Texas. Is this the relevant Belize message?
It is, of course, because bringing up Belize is a very specific, unusual thing that came to me. And I'm like, who is this about? I've been so curious for the last hour about that Belize thing. And of course, it's my brother Dennis, who I haven't seen in so long. But even though I haven't seen you, Dennis, in the physical, we meet in the metaphysical, and that's where we are from. So I'm glad that you're dropping in, and let me see what that's about. Sure. Could you read that last part? He was working on a book.
Yes.
Who was the person?
So at one time I was professionally editing a nonfiction book about gold mining in Belize
Yes.
by a gold miner friend of mine from Texas.
Thank you. Okay,
Is this the relevant belief?
Yes. So you, Dennis, I want to tell you something. When that message was coming through, what I saw were the tribal people of that region. So you were already there. You were part of that tribe that was in what is now known as Belize. And I see a lot of magical energy. Those guides are with you to help you, bring you into the prosperity that you have been so working with and wanting to share. And you do what you love. And the universe wants to bring now that into a material reality for you. And look forward to that this year. So you have that whole tribe working with you. You looked very different than you did in this lifetime. This lifetime, you chose to be what you look like now. But in that lifetime, you had the long hair, you had the tribal markings on your body, darker skin, and you're a hell of a runner too. By the way, I could see you just jumping into the water and going through the caves. And they were very connected to the earth. They're going to help you in business in this year. So when you do your meditations, Dennis, I want you to imagine yourself looking like that and say to yourself, my brothers and sisters from the tribe in spirit, I receive you. I allow myself to tap into that life, and please use me as a channel for that energy and guide me to the prosperity. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, that's for you, brother.
All right.
How cool to know something about you like that. I never knew that.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is from Jeffrey Dari.
Uh-huh.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey. I'm from Toronto, Canada. Are there any messages from my mother who passed away in December 2023? Her name is Utra.
Okay. It's a little soon, Jeffrey. 2023, it was just a month, 2 months ago. I recommend always 6 months before you try to initiate contact with someone who's crossed over, though it does happen. I will take a look and see if there's something here, but I can't guarantee it. It's still very early. If I get anything, I'll say it to you in the next few minutes. I'm just putting the call out there and I'll come back to you, okay? Listen, I'm happy to give you a message. We just would have to wait a few more months and just come back on live, and I will give you that message. 6 months is usually the minimum time. But you said Utra?
Yes.
Like UTRA? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll keep it in mind, Jeffrey.
Okay, Jessiana is back she was the first one we asked a question. She came back with what you asked her.
Yeah.
So to answer her question the question from earlier, her grandmother's name is Susan, and she passed away in 2021.
Okay, thank you. And what is the answer? Just a message from Susan. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming back to us with that. Guys, we get so many messages on the chat. Yeah. First thing, she's just handing over roses to you. Roses I always see as the sign of love, and they're red, like Valentine's Day roses. Usually they show white roses when it's like someone on the other side. Right. Red roses is like major, usually romantic love.
Right.
But in this case, she's just giving you red roses. Susan, excuse me. I hope that whatever differences that you've had, you ironed them out with her, but she sees you as a uniquely different person than her. And she, on the other side, or I want to say that she's coming to really seeing you in for the uniqueness that you are. And she's stressing that to me right now. She always wants to make sure that the roof over your head is secure, and she's like, I want to do this for her across from the other side, like make sure all. And I'm like, you've got that handled, but she's still being mom here. Also, I want to ask you something. Is there in the house that you're living now? I'm going to describe something to you. Maybe you can chat us back. I'm asking you another thing to chat back with us now. If you're coming out of your bedroom and you're going over to the right-hand side, what is on the wall on the right-hand side, right coming out of the main bedroom and then turning right, maybe going a few feet? She's pointing to this area. I don't know what that's about. So let me know about that. Also, is the name, and I don't know if this is connected to Susan, but is the name Al or Alvin or Albert connected to you? Let me know about that as well. Okay.
Interesting. After I did the meditation,
yes,
and the connecting of all of us souls,
yes,
a bunch of people's screens froze. The live screen is freezing.
Yes.
The chat is going.
Yes.
And they're asking each other and talking about it, and then others do not have anything frozen.
Yeah. So this is the way energy works, right? You guys are literally changing the frequency. By changing your own frequency, you affect even the electronics around you. Beautiful.
We have some confirmations.
Confirmations.
Christine, who you were talking about, Linda.
Yes.
She said the Volvo that she has is in the shop getting work done. She gets a diagnosis tomorrow.
Okay, so she's saying that her mom was talking about the car. The car is in the shop presently, and the mom is like watching this from the other side.
And then Yasmin said thank you, and her husband is definitely her mirror. So she really understood that about the.
Okay, so Yasmin said, now she understands about the twin flame and her husband being the mirror. I just wanted you to know, Yasmin, that my guide, Red Eagle, he's all about that. And so I'm sure that he has sent you a little bit of energy.
She said thank you very much for the knee healing, too. She really felt that.
She got the knee healing. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. Okay.
Okay, so now we're moving on to Rain Super Chat.
Super Chat.
My mom's friend's daughter.
Okay.
I met last week is a teacher of Reiki. Mm-hmm. During a reading, she did tell me I have gifts. Something is telling me I can trust her, and I learn from her. Is she my next step in learning in this life?
Green light, absolutely, because it's coming through this connection, which is important, that you can trust. That is, remember, we're also past life connected. Your teachers show up in unusual ways. They're not always going to look like what you think they're going to look like, or show up exactly the way you think. That's the whole point, is that they surprise you, right? So the answer is yes. Quick answer for you, but it's big green light. Do it, because it's almost like this Red Eagle is telling me that they had to deliver this person to help expand what you're working on with your gift, and to give it, to water it more. It had to come this way because you weren't really going out there seeking it. And this part of you that's been a bit of the hermit, Rain, right? That part of you that's a hermit, I feel like Red Eagle saying you've been a little bit of a hermit. So this had to come in. It's like had to be delivered right to you. So it's got delivered to you. So take the offer, learn what you can, and then keep watering it.
All righty.
One thing, the name Simon or Simone is being brought up to me from my guide. So if that name is connected to you, please let me know. All right.
Raquel Figueroa, thank you. I have explored my spirituality more in the last 2 years. As for hormones, I've been getting more hormonal headaches that I try to heal through diet and vitamins.
Very good. I'm glad you're doing it. Thank you for the confirmation. And keep working with that. Natural is usually the best way. But look, I want to say that I'm a big fan of integrative doctors.
Yeah.
Integrative doctors are medical doctors, but they're like, they would watch a show like this. You know, they're into what we're into, which is energy, the world of energy. That's what we're about. We're about seeing the world as energy, all of reality that way. So integrative doctors understand holistic and natural methods as well, and they're able to prescribe. So if you need things that only a medical doctor can give you, they know how to integrate that, integrative, with holistic principles as well. Okay? So guys, and this is not just for you, but all of you, look into where you are more into integrative wellness. I'm a big fan of it. Okay.
Next question.
Yes.
Is from Heather. And her dad Robert, who passed in 2013, came to me in a dream and told me something quite profound. Does he have any more to tell me? I'm a new listener and love you too. Thank you, Heather.
Hi,
Thank
Heather.
you for joining us.
I'm not connecting to Robert at the moment, but I'm just asking my guides if there's a message for you. I'm curious, Heather, is there in the next week, some anniversary or birthday of somebody coming up right here in the next 7 days? Let me know about that. Yes. I do have a message for you, Heather. You have a beautiful spirit guide working with you who looks like a mermaid to me. Yes. Mermaid energy, very strong here for you, which one might say, oh, do I need to be in the ocean? Actually, for me, mermaids represent more than just ocean. They represent moonlight. They represent the deep mystery of life. You got it.
Magic.
And so this would be a good time for you, Heather, to when you have your evenings at home, to have quiet time to read some magical books. You can be led to them. Just go to Barnes and Noble and kind of feel around. Give yourself time to. I love to actually be in bookstores and tell people, turn your phone off. Spirit guides have always shown me that they can guide you to the right books to read. And it's a very simple thing that all of us can do. Everybody's got that really nice Barnes & Noble in their town where you can get lost in or go in the aisles, go to the New Age section. But it's not always in the New Age section, guys. People say, oh, I love to go to Barnes & Noble. I go to the New Age section. Your spirit guides will guide you maybe to the art section, maybe to the history section, maybe to a novel or maybe a biography. It's not just about, right on the nose with spiritual topics. You'll be led to where you're supposed to. So this is a good time, Heather, in your life to bring the right books in, okay, and get cozy with them and let yourself disconnect from your day-to-day.
So I'm going to take a pause here in the spirit of Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a little heart-opening stuff. So some people feel they have some questions about relationship, and we'll get to those. But I'm interested in somebody who just said that her heart is clamped shut. I used to be one of those people, and I used to say the same thing. Jennifer D. I used to say, "Love, what is it?" It was a joke. To me, it was, why do I need the heart for? That just gets me into nothing but trouble. But I just want to say, I thought about what you said, and I went into my own, inner self to see what is the best solution for people who feel that you've been hurt so many times, disappointed so many times, your heart's closed.
Yes.
Look, you guys, I'm going to go right straight to the punch. I'm just going to tell you there is really no way around this. Take my advice. I've been married multiple times. I've been through heartache, pain, relationship stuff. I've shut down, and now I'm reopened again, and I'm with my twin flame. So here is the solution. You guys ready? You're going to have to journey it out. You're going to have to do plant medicine journey, shamanic journey.
Yes.
You're going to have to do psilocybin, preferably, because that really works on the heart chakra. Some people also what other ones do you recommend for a heart opening?
Well, that's number one. I mean, look, guys, if you don't know about it, watch Fantastic Fungi on Netflix. Watch How to Change Your Mind on Netflix. Understand that the world is returning to the original methods that were used in the tribal traditions to heal the heart and soul. Now, if you're really look, we're always serious, but I'm just going to talk on a kind of news level. If you have been really paying attention, it is a massive breakthrough happening in the world right now about the efficacy, the unparalleled efficacy of healing the heart, anxiety, depression, through the assistance of a natural gift from Source, a natural gift from Mother Earth, which is plant medicine. Some people go to ayahuasca journeys, some people work with mushroom, but certainly as someone who's led over, close to 2,000 ceremonies myself, over a decade and a half, I will tell you this, that it is only going to get more and more popular, more and more utilized by the general public as it's made available to the general public through facilitators, through doctors. And a lot of this therapy, by the way, I was speaking to a physician today who recently journeyed with me who does hospice care. And he's an amazing physician. And he is now going to utilize this, and he is studying it and going to deeper dives with me in this area to utilize the plant medicine for those who are terminally ill. Now, here's something he said to me, interesting. This is just today. He goes, Riz, we're all terminal. And I said, you're right, we are all terminal. So there are, just like you have cucumbers for your skin or different vegetables and fruits that heal the body, this is something from Great Spirit that is there to help you through these blocks, through these are very serious issues. A lot of people suffer from some form of PTSD. And so it feels like your heart is clamped shut. And I would highly recommend find a shaman near you. Find a facilitator near you. Have at least one plant medicine experience in your life. I have helped people get off of all sorts of substances with it, all sorts of behavioral patterns, what they thought was very, very high-level depression, feeling stuck, high anxiety. And you have done it.
I wanted to say a little bit more about that.
You please talk about it. You have led hundreds of them yourself.
But also, I am a experiencer that actually had success. So when I started doing plant medicine journeys, I was 38. And I could not believe, because I was a teenager in high school looking at my life as like the brightest star, like I am going to do so much with my life. And I was so excited, and I had the plans and the path set out, and nothing went as planned. And every relationship did not work, and everything was dead ends. And it was just like the most frustrating 2 decades. It was to the point where I went all the way. I was very dark, so I was suicidal. I was an alcoholic. I was suffering with parental alienation, going through the court system with my
PTSD.
kids. Tons of PTSD, working nonstop, 90 hours a week. I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
And I was devastated because I was like too smart for this. Like, why am I suffering so much? I should have gotten out of all these situations. I did 7 years of landmark education, studying the mind, studying the being. The study of ontology means the study of the being. I learned so much, but I still was not able to crack through. I could not break through. I could not activate my heart chakra. I didn't even care because I was half dead anyway. I was so disappointed, so burned out. I had totally given up. And then there was a part of me that was like, I had just this much left that I was like, but I'm a badass at the same time.
Yes.
So I know I could do this, but I just don't know where to go. I don't know where to look. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to do. I had this one little flame, one flicker left on the candle.
Yes.
And I met Riz. And he looks through all this debris and all this chaos in my soul. And he's like, you should journey. I think that would help you. And I was so desperate at this point.
Yes.
I had already quit alcohol because it almost killed me.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, I'm going to try it this one time.
Yes.
So my first journey, y'all, I just wanted to tell you because I think this might make a difference for some people. My very first journey, I sat on the floor and Riz put on deep sea creatures of the ocean. Those crazy looking deep sea creatures with the crazy faces. And he started doing voiceovers because we were on the psilocybin. He started doing voiceovers for all the characters that was at a level of hilarity and wisdom and channeling and everything combined. And I was crying, laughing on the floor for about 6 hours. My stomach hurt, my face hurt. But I'm going to tell you something. Everybody thinks if they journey, they're going to cry. Their life is so devastating. You know what it was? I needed to laugh.
Yeah.
I needed to laugh. My life was already so serious. I had nothing to laugh about, nothing to be happy about, nothing to smile about. My kids were suffering. I have 5 kids. They were suffering. And I just was like at the end of my rope, lost my parent, one of my parents already. And so I laughed. And in that moment, I went, "Oh my God, there is something to this because it's bringing me back to life."
Yeah.
And after that, I kept journeying. I did I did 30 journeys, and then I started guiding and leading shamanic journeys.
Yep.
And then altogether, I've done about 150 journeys myself or more. So what I want to say to you guys is people fly in from all over to journey with us. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not tooting my own horn, but we're experts in the field. Riz journeys people 3 to 4 times a week. So, there's a waiting list, but it's worth it. It resets you, opens your heart chakra, reorganizes your brain. You literally come out of it like you've spent 2 weeks in a spa. And I mean, I'm 50 years old. I take care of myself. I eat the right foods, etc. But I would not be here.
And you're
would
very
not
powerful.
Even doing anything without the fact that I had this help.
It actually is a
I
wonderful.
needed it.
Yeah, and it increases the efficacy of your other modalities that you're doing, whether it's therapy, whether it is some other holistic practice that you're doing, whether it is simply just your meditation. These are all part of a holistic lifestyle. So love to hear if you guys have had any of your experiences with this. Drop it in the chat. The chat seems to be going crazy right now. Let me know if there's some good ones, if people have some experiences.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely.
This name Leonard is coming through, guys. Is Leonard connected to you? Please let me know.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because I want to get to a relationship question. This person is, her name is Khyla. Kayla.
Khyla. Kayla.
And her question is, can I ask about love coming into my life soon?
Sure. Thank you. Kayla, I'm dropping in. Love coming into your life soon. It's a fair question. I'm just asking my guides about just give me a time. And what is the key to this? Well, you're overdue. I feel like I have to go back about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago. There was another opening for this that was a year ago and was important. Whatever you did with that was good. And wherever you are now, in terms of wanting love, the way you're talking about it, they just wanted me to point that out, that there was also, I see where there's openings. It's almost like you're asking, when you ask me that question, when people ask me about when someone is coming into their life, I see things as if you were asking, I don't know, a farmer. Oh, there's a time to plant a seed and then there's a time when the fruit grows. So I'm coming into the farm. I almost see your life as a farm and I go, oh, you had a chance of a really good harvest last year. Don't feel bad about it if it didn't happen. But I wanted to say that you have never given up on love, which is the number one thing. You may talk a game, Kayla, like, oh, I've given up on it. But your guides are saying to me, like, no, she's never really giving up on it. It's like always there. I don't like to say the hopeless romantic. I call it the enthusiastic romantic. Don't ever say that you're a hopeless romantic because you're not hopeless. This is about you're enthusiastic. And you're a really fun partner. And where the growth will be this year, if you want to call in a different kind of partnership, it is, first of all, don't make distance a thing that the person has to live close to you. This could be that's important. This could be out of the state. This could be out of the country. Just allow that to happen. Put mentally expand and say, I'm open to any region of people. Usually people meet someone through online in that way, or if they don't do the online thing, they can at least put that energy out and then that person shows up. It could be at the coffee shop. It could be this or that. Also want to say a very interesting thing, and I'm curious about this with you, Kayla. Have you been experiencing like the way you're tasting food? Has it changed? Has your sense of your physical senses, have they changed the way you smell things or the way you taste things or even the way you hear things? Has that been happening to you? Let me know, because your guides are telling me that they're giving you an upgrade in this area. So an upgrade, when your spirit guides do upgrades on us physically. And so they're saying that they're doing this on you. don't worry about that. This happens when you're having a breakthrough spiritually. It's almost like they're, when you take your car to get fixed and they change the air filter and they change the oil and they change the washer, they refill the washer fluid. That's kind of like what's happening with you. This period is about 5 months. I see after June, much better in the area of relationship. There's your answer.
Awesome. Okay, so she says, I'm open, but I stay praying and waiting. And she said yes. Okay.
Good. I don't know what the yes is for, but good. I like to hear yes.
Okay. So Holly. So this is for one of her. Okay, so it's for her dogs. So hello, Risen Lady O. My name is Holly. 2 of my dogs passed during COVID.
Oh, God.
Beans and Cardi. That's so hard when a pet goes.
Cardi. How do you spell Cardi?
C, like Cardi B. Cardi.
Like Cardi B, C-A-R-D-I?
Yeah.
That's cool. I have to say that Cardi's energy is the only one right now at the moment coming through, but it is so robust. It is so like I know that it's a dog we're talking about, but I'm going to tell you as a medium, they don't always come across as dogs to me because sometimes it's just a spirit taking the form or sending a part of their consciousness to come as a dog. That's a long story, but I'll break it down in another video one day. Anyway, Cardi is coming across like a cowboy, like a real real salt of the earth, like out in nature, big, happy personality. Just imagine like a cowboy tipping their hat, okay? Doesn't matter the gender of the dog, by the way. But on the other side, that's who Cardi is, and is saying that I was always trying to be loving and almost like you had like a relationship with this dog that was kind of like not like a dog and human relationship. It was like this was a person, okay? And I don't mean, a lot of people feel that about their animals, that there's a personality. That's different than you actually feel like, is this actually a person inside there looking at me and talking to me? And Cardi is just confirming that for me. And it's funny because you had these dogs, but you're more like a cat yourself. You're more like a lioness yourself. Maybe you're a Leo. I don't know. You should do your chart. Maybe you got some Leo planets going on there. Erica's a good astrologer. You should do your chart with Erica. By the way, guys, I want to say something. Erica works with us here. Has been with us for, at least a decade studying under us, but she also has her own astrology practice, which you should check out on social media. She does phone readings with astrology, and I've told a lot of people this.
She specializes with families and children, couples, and nonverbal children.
Yes, so she does.
And she does those for donations for nonverbal. So those are for families that need more information on how to navigate and work with their nonverbal autistic children. And so she'll give readings for the children who can't speak.
Guys, I've gotten astrology readings from Erica, and even though she has known me for so long, there are things that she's told me in my astrology readings with her that were very like deep inner workings that made sense to me about how I understand the world, and that has actually been very clarifying. So you guys, you got to have a good astrology reading at least once in your life. Gift that to yourself. Drop her a note. She'll send you information on it. It's excellent. And it's a great gift to give someone. All right, let's go to, is any confirmations? Did anybody claim that Leonard or that Simone?
Well,
who?
That was Alexandra Garner. That's actually her name is Simone.
Alexandra Garner's name is Simone?
Her actual name is Simone. Only the people who really are super close to her know that.
Oh, Alexandra, you just got like, isn't that like, I was about to say exposed. That's not the right word. But you know what I mean. Isn't that funny? Your guides were coming through. Did she say anything else?
No, that was she just said that's the only person that said something about Simone.
Yes, well, spirit guides have a way of just saying hello, Simone, and giving you a nod and a wink, going, we're with you, we got you, we see what you're doing, and this is the year of your big spiritual breakthrough, okay? So you have a whole team of spirit guides with you. By the way, you have a spirit animal working with you who is a raccoon. raccoon spirit animal, as a shaman, I will tell you, when the raccoon shows up, we call this raccoon medicine. It is about removing the masks, seeing in the dark, being resourceful. These are all things. So removing masks mean where you have not truly been showing yourself. And maybe it's because maybe you need to start saying that you're Simone and not Alexandra. Maybe you know very well who Alexandra is, and maybe you don't know who Simone is that well. And now maybe this is the year for Simone to say, let me take the steering wheel for a while. I got some magic to show you myself. There's your message. Okay. Did anybody claim Leonard?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you did say an Albert.
Yes.
And son, Kayla.
Yes.
That was her godfather.
Right.
It was Albert.
Okay, so
To confirm that.
Kayla gave an...
Message already.
Thank you. So Kayla asked for a message, and then while she was giving the message, I said there's also an Al connected here. She's just confirmed that Al was her
And
godfather.
And Holly said that she was Lyrian in a past life, and she knows that. So and you said she has feline energy. So that was really cool.
She was what in a past life?
Lyrian.
You mean Lyran?
Lyran.
Lyran,
How
yeah.
come I always say Lyrian?
I don't know. Maybe it is Lyrian. We're
It
the ones
just
saying it
looks that
wrong.
way.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's true. Okay.
Okay. So
Cool to know that.
So
Holly.
Carrie High Vibes has a super chat, wants to know who her gatekeeper is.
Good question, Carrie Hive. I think Carrie has been with us before, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome back, Carrie. Thanks for being with us always. You have a spirit guide, and her name is Golda, G-O, like the word gold with an A at the end. I want you to imagine her as a beautiful goddess made of, and like imagine if you had spray painted gold glitter all over her and very bright blue eyes. And she's wearing a crown of leaves around her head. Remarkable image they're showing me. Guys, let me tell you, when you start to open up your third eye and you start peering into the dimensions, I had my awakening to my gifts, many decades ago. And boy, when I let it just open up even more, I just let myself be stretched. All these dimensions opened up to me. I spent so much time in the astral experiencing other dimensions as real as I'm experiencing this here right now. You might say it was like an extended dream. So spending time in those other dimensions where I gathered this knowledge and brought it back and brought it and channeled it out and put it into teachings, it's now kind of like I tap right in. That's why I'm able to go there this quick. It's really a muscle, guys. You practice it. It's just like anything else. And that's why I'm doing it in the way that I do it. I slip right into it. So yes. Now I got to go back. Who was I just talking about?
I wasn't listening, my love.
Okay, I did just...
Sorry. We're deep in.
All right,
Got
sorry.
lots
They just
going
took
on.
me there again.
Lots of
Okay.
conversations happening.
All right, anybody else? Man, this Leonard who's on the other side is still trying to get through.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So...
If you're just joining us,
Okay.
welcome.
So I'll let you pick between the two. We have Anisa Panjwani.
Let's go right there.
My dad passed a year ago, 25th of January, 2023. His name is Bahadruli.
I need to look at the name. Can you show me? Okay, Bahadur Ali. Okay.
And I just want... You're really far from your mic.
Sorry, I got the name. Bahadur Ali. Okay.
And his name, and I just wondered if he had anything to say to me. I just turned 40 today, the 11th of February, and I miss him so much.
Of course you do. Thank you for joining us and happy birthday from us to you. And it's really special that I'm sure that your dad is here. When did her dad pass?
On
Last January, a year ago.
A year ago. Well, I have to tell you, he's showing me that on the other, he's coming through. And what is her name? Anisa, did you say?
Yes.
I have to tell you, Anisa, he was tired. And I know that that's, it's almost like, just like his soul was tired. It's not that you guys were not enough for him to stay. It's just, it was like, there was a part of him that never expected to be around to a very, very old age. And that's what the message I'm getting. he never really expected that. It's almost like the way I can tell you, he wanted to meet God. It was like his life, he was always wondering if that was real. And that was where his energy took him to, was to go on that other side. And his passing was for you, the meaning for it for you was to drop you more into your heart, where so much, I know you have a very powerful brain and mind and you're very intelligent, and part of your life has been about all your thoughts and ideas and how you see the world differently, and understanding that, where the world of emotion perhaps was more over here. Maybe you mentally processed your emotions, but with your dad crossing over, because your dad doesn't die, we don't die. Death lasts half a second, guys. It's like when the body just kind of goes out, but the soul is eternal. So the actual death is like a millisecond. It's like walking through a door. If you were walking through a door, how long are you actually walking through the door? Half a second, right? You never thought about it that way. Think of a doorway, and you're going from one room to the other, correct? So how long is the body in the actual doorway? Half a second you're just walking through. That half a second, that's what death is. Okay, so he wants you to know that. If you want to feel him, play the music that he liked. I don't know if you were maybe even playing the music he likes yesterday or today, or someone else was playing this, but that's there. Also, do you have his glasses? Was he wearing glasses, and do you have them? That's a question I have for you. He's somehow mentioning this to me. Thank you for making sure all the arrangements were done properly, I guess, in whatever tradition you're from. Yes, yes, yes. Also, the month of August he's putting a heart around the month of August. I don't know who that's in reference to. It's in reference to a particular person. I feel like this is a birthday. Okay. Thank you. Also, is there somebody named Ronnie, like Rani? Ronnie? Is that connected to you? I feel like he's saying that name to me. All right. Let me know if there's any confirmations here for you. Blessings. Okay. Shall we continue?
Yes. Okay, I want to answer this one. I'm going to take a question.
All right. I'm
okay.
going to chill.
All right. So, well, she deleted it, but I'm going to answer it anyway.
What?
Or it was deleted. Okay. So, no. Okay. So paranormal, I always forget her name. Did you get the name for paranormal? Lisa. So you feel that Isis is working for you. So Isis, another name for Isis is Hecate.
Hecate?
Yeah, because in different cultures, she has different names.
She appears as that.
And she's one of the most powerful goddesses.
Yes.
And she appears in different names and different formats,
yes.
I guess you would say. So I want you to get used to saying her name is also Hecate or
Hecate.
Hecate. I call her Hecate.
Mm-hmm.
Wiccans really abide by and work with Hecate. So when you're working with a goddess at this level, it is an all-encompassing experience. She's not just working on the heart chakra. She's not just working on communication. She's not just working on metaphysical things. She's not just working on mind-body connection. She's not just working on healing aspects. When you're working with a goddess of this magnitude, you're actually working in all aspects, including light and dark. So that means you're also working in darkness.
Right.
So you have to be comfortable working with people who are going through troubles, tribulations, trauma, the big 3 T's, people who are going through major rebirths, people who are going through big deaths that need transformational conversations, need healings. It's no small thing if this goddess is working with you.
Yeah.
That means you become the student. You become very quiet. It's not where you get louder because she's the one guiding. So you become quieter because you actually need to listen, because she guides you carefully in how to work with very serious situations with people. She will work with whoever's ready. And if you feel ready, she will literally put her hands through your hands. You can give healings to people. You can sit with people and have deep conversations and help them go through some of their darkest nights of the soul, their darkest pains. It's not for the faint of heart. I worked with Hecate I've been working with Hecate. I think I still work with Hecate. I've been working with her for a decade, and she's also Isis. And
I think it would be great to we share in a future, guys.
Yeah.
We will share with you guys how to initiate contact with your spirit guides. Also, we will maybe do a video about how to strengthen the connection. If you feel that you've been working with a particular goddess or spirit guide, how to strengthen that connection. That would be a great little segment. Maybe next Sunday we'll take a few minutes and go into that. What do you think?
We have to.
Yeah, it's super important, guys. You know, everybody has spirit guides.
There's a lot of people interested in journeying, so I just want to let you know. You're going to talk to Erica, and you're going to reach her at info@rizmirza.com, RIZMIRZA. If you go back into the chats, I sent a lot of links of different pictures of the yurt in which he leads the shamanic journeys at the top of Topanga Canyon.
Sure.
In the most pristine and beautiful yurt and environment. And you can get a kind of an idea. Erica will set up a call with you, and she will ask you you can ask her all the questions. She'll go over everything with you. And if you have, you want to know how it works, everything, she'll break it all down.
Yeah.
So that's how that works.
Let's take one more.
Okay. And Dennis says, thank you so much for the Belize Jungle info. How awesome.
Yeah.
And Erica, can you spell Hecate for Holly? And we forgot to mention, we didn't even say this at all. We only take one question per person.
We have to take only one question per person, guys.
Right. Okay.
Listen, everybody likes seconds, when you like the food, you go for seconds.
Yes. I wanted to get to one person that stood out to me before we go.
Okay, you find it. While you find that person.
Well, I'm going to ask Erica.
Okay, ask her.
So, Erica, the woman who her husband died 2 years ago.
That is Portia.
Oh, that's Portia, the one I was just talking to.
Yes.
Oh.
No, you weren't just talking to her. You were talking to somebody else.
So I was talking to somebody. I was talking to Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her
So
handle is Portia.
okay,
But in the message it says my name is Sebi.
Sebi.
She didn't say her husband's name.
Okay.
Okay.
If you can
Well, we'll find
say your husband's
we'll find another
name.
message. Hey, guys, I wanted to tell you guys, we have a couple of amazing retreats coming up this year that have spaces. We've got 7 or 8 retreats. I think that pretty much 6 of them are sold out. We have space we have 9 retreats. We have 3 that have spaces. One is the Contact in the Desert retreat, guys. This is an alien ET channeling weekend in Joshua Tree, California. If you want info on this, drop us a note here and Erica will send you the link, or you can go to my website, rizmirza.com. Oriah and I will be with you guys in Joshua Tree. We will be under the stars, looking and connecting with the UFOs that fly over there. And let me tell you, if you know Joshua Tree, it is a very powerful vortex, and you have nightly UFO sightings there. You will literally see the things that you have been hearing about, light streaking across the sky, hovering, zigzag patterns, going out. Also, there are channelings that I have been leading for many years with Oriah, where we, as a group, we harness our energy, set our intentions, and you will learn how to actually call in them to appear. And they are benevolent beings. They actually feel your thought vibrations, and they show up. It always happens.
Do you know, I just recently had an experience where I went outside in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I was having one of my famous hot flashes. I was so hot, and I went outside in the cold air, and I was standing there, and I said, wouldn't it be nice if I could just feel like I could just call in a ship, like a UFO? And you were kind of awake.
Yes.
And I just kind of closed my eyes because I'm so connected anyway. And sure enough, right there, it just shows up flashing its colors, and I could not believe it. And I actually got video. I'll see if I can put it in the community port.
Oh, yeah, put the video.
Yeah.
The other 2 retreats we have Sedona
and
in
by the
August,
way,
right?
Hecate, Isis, is an Egyptian goddess. If you want to go experience her in ancient Egypt, go ahead. our retreat in Egypt.
Egypt, of course, is in December, but
This is the night for announcements, guys. We don't always get to do this, so this is a good chance.
we're always going to do
taking
announcements from now
advantage.
on. We have to do announcements because
Otherwise,
people have been.
You guys are not going to know how much we offer.
Well, you guys have been sending, great messages, and we love the feedback and everything. And we want to just give this information because this is what we're doing. We've been doing it for 15 years, and we have the retreat in Sedona. Sedona, this is a very powerful energy vortex, sacred land to Native Americans, especially the Hopi people. We spend 3 days in Sedona with channeling, organic food, nature hikes, Jeep tour, channeling circles every night, messages for everybody who's there in the group, and very important vortex to go to. We have 3 Sedona retreats a year. 2 are sold out, but the one in August has some spaces left. So drop us a note if you want to spend that time with us personally, and we'll be there.
We're really fun to hang out with you guys.
Next, we also have a retreat in Salem. So Salem, Massachusetts, people know this is a really fun retreat. It's interesting because people say, well, if I go to Salem, I mean, isn't that kind of like, is it cool to go there? Is it okay spiritually? Salem, believe it or not, even with all of its deep and, my God, disturbing history, the energy is very beautiful, peaceful, and loving because so many people over the years have gone with so much sympathy for what happened there, and then this love of New Age, metaphysical, Wicca, earth religions, psychic phenomenon. It just become the mecca of this over there. And so it's become, yes, it's commercial, but the commercialism is actually really fun. And you also have some really talented artisans who work there. You have great food, and there's that vibe in October. That October vibe. This is where Hocus Pocus was filmed.
You guys don't know we're going to Japan. We're going to be gone for a week.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second.
But we're not going to.
Well, let's talk about Salem, and then we'll tell them about Japan.
We got lots going on, guys.
So Salem is in October, and we have a couple of spots. We stay in one big, beautiful retreat house together, and we do the ghost tours. We do seance channeling circles every night. We are doing meditations. We are going to do all the shopping. We're going to do actually blessings and a beautiful series of meditations we do in actual spots where the witch trials happened and where some of the actual hangings happened, and we connect and we give thanks and blessings. And it's actually an amazing retreat. And we actually do a castle tour there as well. So if you'd like to join us for that.
In between your updates, can we squeeze in 2 more? We got to squeeze in 2 more.
And we'll leave them at the end. Okay. So let's talk about this. We are going to be in April going to Japan. So we're going to be off for 2 weeks. We won't be live on those nights. But we will be dropping some videos from Japan and saying hello.
Right.
Okay. So let's do last two.
We got two to go. Okay. So this is her husband's name. Erica says she knows how to pronounce it.
Is that red one right there?
No.
Okay.
We'll do that second.
Okay.
Yes, so it's Becky Temba.
Okay. Becky.
Her name is Sebi. Her husband's name is Becky Temba.
Okay.
Zawane.
His name is Becky
Temba Zawane.
That's his name.
That's his name.
Okay. And
Past 2 years ago.
Past 2 years ago. Thank you. Oh, let me see if there's a message. Okay. What's her name?
Her name is Sebi.
Sebi, did he have a brother? Or more than what? I mean, he's talking about a brother. It's the first thing I get as I'm connecting here right now. Also, November has a heart around it. So he's showing me November is connected here. Also, he's giving love to family, to children. He's giving this great big love coming through, very strong. Right, Sebi, right? And there's a time of the night where I feel that he is, like his spirit is around you. This is right around 4 to 4:30 in the morning. I feel like you even sense this when you are sleeping, like maybe you wake up. That's his energy. Do you sometimes still smell him? Like you smell, everybody has their own unique, how they smell. It's just unique to each person, but also then we also would have cologne or something. He's saying you smelled him. Please let me know if you can confirm this.
She did say he had 3 children, 3 boys.
He had 3 boys? Okay, yeah. It's just the children. The middle child is he okay with being upset or angry or distracted? He wants to give a lot of love to this middle child, middle son.
She says, "Oh yes, I always wake up at that time."
Okay, yeah, that's where your spirit is feeling his spirit. He wants you to know, never stop looking nice in the way that you dress. He's saying, don't stop doing that. Always take care of yourself. Make sure you feel good about how you look. And he's very much wants you to always remember that. And he watches and he likes it also. He knows all the pain that is associated with when you lose someone. Of course, they all know it on the other side, but he wants you to know this. He says he's going to help you with your driving. Are you not a good driver, or are you? He's making a joke about this. He's like, I will help you with your driving.
She said, "Yes, I did." That must have been to something you said because there's a delay.
To the smelling.
smelling.
Yeah. So when you smell him, that's he's actually there. What else?
She said he is still upset and angry. The middle child.
The middle child is still upset and angry. I know he's. Tell him that we had this reading and just say that he's always with him. And I know it's not enough. He's telling me this. I know it's not enough to just know I'm with you in spirit, because you have to live your whole life without me physically there. But don't be angry, because believe in God. Believe in God. Don't be angry. Believe in God. It's my time to be here with God.
She says, "Yes, I'm not a good driver."
Oh, you're not a good driver. Your husband's making a joke. He's going to help you. Okay, so he wants you to relax. He wants you to relax while you're driving. Okay, don't
I
be
could
so
just
tight.
feel Portia right now. That's her name?
No, it's Sebi.
Sebi. That's her handle
Okay,
name.
yes.
But I could just feel her, that it's so special to be able to talk to your husband again.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for asking the question. Okay, last question.
Last questione.
There was something in red over there.
Hi, guys. This is Alana.
Hi, Alana.
I think you've come here before, Alana. What has delayed you? You should visit us more often. Recently, I've been discussing past lives and healing, ancestry, and trauma bonds with my parents, Alan Mitchell and Linda Gregg. Is there any messages from my grandmother, Junelle Lavelle Mitchell, or my maternal, Linda Gregg Jack? Gregg, grandfather.
Do you say Jack?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Greg is her grandfather.
Immediately. Thank you.
Spirit guide.
The first one I didn't get just yet, but Jack immediately jumped in. Thank you. Just curious, I don't know when you joined us, maybe this is the person that the Leonard is connected to. If not, I don't know. Your name is Alana, you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. Jack, yes. Jack is on a boat right now. That's the way I'm going to describe the heavenly side for him. He's on a boat and he's surrounded by... There's people just having fun. There's people playing cards. There's people playing chess. Is chess a thing in your house, or somebody in this family like a big chess player? I don't know why he's showing me that. But he's like, big hugs to everybody. Big hugs to everybody. It's all about he's all about the family getting together and having food and dinners and keeping that alive. And is there a Sue connected to this? These are names. I get Ellen, Sue, I get Lewis. I don't know who these people are connected. Also, was he at all in the military or connected to the military? Because I feel people around him like that I'm looking at. I'm waiting for her to respond.
She said casino craps. I guess her grandfather Jack loved to play craps.
Yeah, that's why I say he's playing all these
Papa
games.
Jack, she calls him.
Papa Jack has got all these people around him. It's like literally a boat party with people playing all those kinds of games. That's his version of heaven, by the way. And I don't know if he was a smoker, but
excellent confirmation.
I'm serious. I smell a cigar. I don't know what that's about.
Sue is his wife.
Sue is his wife.
Yeah.
He put a big heart around that name. Thank you. Well, listen, needless to say, goes without saying, he's so thrilled, so proud. He was military. Thank you. Another confirmation. There we go. Very proud of you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. She's beautiful. This is the first thing he keeps saying. She's beautiful. You're like the apple of his eye. Everybody's the apple of my. He's just really he's giving a big bear hug to everybody. Also, who has it? I just felt someone touch my rings. Do you guys have his rings? Or one specific ring? I'm not talking about wedding ring. I'm talking like a different kind of ring. I don't know if there's a class ring or something that somebody has kept in this little box and he's showing it to me. I'll wait for the response. Maybe she knows or doesn't know.
Yeah. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I was curious, is there any connection, and I don't know if this has anything to do with Jack, but is there any connection in your family to Chicago? Because somebody's here, I think, in reference to you about that.
She said my mother was an Army brat, Linda, and she has his military flag in the living room.
His military flag. I don't know. There's something about a ring, but I said ring, not flag. But that's okay. Got it. Well, thank you for dropping in with that. I'm sorry I don't have the message about the first person, but because Jack just came in and took over.
Ooh, my ears just did that thing where it shuts and then it started ringing and then it shut and then it started ringing. Has it ever happened to you guys?
Yeah.
Where the ears start, it's like they're changing the dials and the piercing little high pitched noises.
They're bringing
and
us
then
down.
stops
Let's
and
do
then-
a little, guys, let's look.
Just one thing, because you said Leonard so many times.
Yes.
So there was someone that they have an uncle, Leonard.
Yes.
They haven't heard from him since the mid-'80s. That's all the information
Aw.
I have, so I don't know.
I guess he's on the, okay, so Erica just said, because throughout the show tonight, I was saying somebody's connected to Leonard. They haven't heard from him since the mid-'80s. Maybe, I guess he's on the other side, but because my guides have been bringing him up and they were trying to get through.
Alana said, yes, it was a ring and it's a tornado ring, very special.
Thank you. There is a confirmation on the ring. Before we go tonight, guys, I want to just take this moment and let's just do a little energy blessing for everybody, a little energy healing to carry you through the week till next time. So
And have a happy Valentine's Day.
And happy Valentine's Day. So if there's anyone next to you, hold their hand, and Oriah and I will hold our hands. And I want you to imagine.
Ooh, let's put our hands on the rose quartz.
Let's put our hands on the rose quartz. We're going to send this
Sending
energy
love
to
to you
you.
guys.
This is the power of who we are. All of us as spirits, we are all connected spiritually. And you got enough of this crap in the world day to day, reading about all the violence and destruction in the world and people that are doing terrible things and people who are suffering and all the stuff that's going on in the world. This is the moment where the power of our intention, the power of our vibration, the power of what we truly are, which is unending, infinite energy, endless awareness that is rooted in love. We take this time and we drop in. So if you can, hold the hand of someone next to you. If not, just
your own hand.
hold your own hand. Okay? All right, everyone. Close your eyes. As you close your eyes, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Drop your shoulders. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Bow your head a little bit. Open up the back of your neck. There's a point of light between your eyebrows. This is your third eye, your portal to your cosmic self and into the universe in connection with your spirit guides. See a beautiful light that is emanating from the point between your eyebrows. Close your eyes now. This will do you good. You don't need to look at the screen. Just listen. As you bow your head and open up the back of your neck, a beautiful light from the heavens is beaming down through to the top of your spine, going through it like a straw, like liquid flowing through a straw. Going through, branching out through your lungs into every organ of your body, light is expanding. Going through the tips of your fingers, this beautiful golden white light, going down your torso, through your heart, through the arteries and the ventricles of your heart, through your lungs, through every organ, going down into your intestines, going through your bones, your bone marrow, going down into your knees or your kneecaps, down through your calves, your ankles, down out through the soles and the tops of your feet, between your toes, through your fingers, and up and back again, surrounding you with light. Just drop it and feel that. Keep your eyes closed. Relax every muscle in your face. Great Spirit, we thank you for this moment where all of these paths are intersecting beyond time and space in the very moment which is now. We live in the eternal now. It will always be now. Let that light get very bright around you, illuminating. Help us to release all old limiting patterns, beliefs, and thoughts, ideas about realities that are now outdated, emotions that have no longer any service to us. We release them now. Spirit guides, we open and welcome connections. We open ourselves to seeing subtle signs and big signs and everything in between. Our loved ones on the other side. We put aside for the moment our grief and our missing you, and we bow our heads in gratitude for the power of the emotions that loss is teaching us more about connection, that we are more than just these physical bodies, that we are spirit itself. And so we allow ourselves to return and surrender to that eternal state of being and awareness that we are, ever expanding light and love. Also understanding we are here to discover and to create ourselves, and also help others to do the same. We send this energy to you. As we touch this rose quartz, the rose quartz, you can open your eyes and look at this beautiful pyramid rose quartz and its energy, which is of love, love towards yourself, towards others, loving the present moment as it is and understanding the magic that is inherent in all moments. We send this energy to you as we are all one, whether we agree or disagree. We still are all one. So help us to surrender to that more and more, and help us to help others do the same. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathe in. Sit up and breathe out. Oh, just rub your hands together like that and put them on your heart. It's kind of like just tapping into your auric field and your energy and bringing it back to yourself so you're no longer depleted. A lot of energy was flying around tonight. If you got some sage, maybe burn it. If you have a candle, make a wish. And be well, my friends. Keep it magical. Keep it surreal. See you next time.
Bye-bye.